All right, Bills Mafia, what is going on? JT here. And this video is going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to, touch on the Kansas City AFC Conference Championship game. But for the most part, I'm just going to kind of talk about this season, where we're at, what kind of content you can see from me going forward. I just don't see any point really in sitting here and, rehashing the game when, that's the season. We're on to next year. Team's going to look different next year, things like that. So I'm not going to get too in the weeds about the Kansas City game. But what I will say is part of me felt like we were playing a little bit scared. I think that's what frustrated me the most is I'm not disappointed in the team, or I'm not even really disappointed in the season. But when you play Kansas City, you can't just take field goals. So when you're kicking a field goal to bring it from a 2-score game to a 2-score game, like that's a mistake, especially against a high-scoring offense that Kansas City is. On top of the fact that their defense played essentially lights out. I mean, I was talking about how I think our defense was a little bit better than theirs going into the game, but their defense really showed up. And that's really, all I can say about it. They showed up. They were able to stop our offense, and our defense was not able to stop theirs. It just felt like anything we tried, like they had an answer for. And it was a rough game. It was a rough game on both sides of the ball. I think that our special teams did all right. Like we got that 9-0 lead. Obviously, we missed the extra point, but it just seemed like we put ourselves in a position to win that game, and then we started taking ourselves out of that position with field goals. I don't think we should have kicked. We should have just gone for it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you win by 10 points or 21 points. You lost the game. So I think that not kicking those field goals, or at least not kicking one of them, would have put us in a much better position to have a chance to win that game, instead of essentially not having any chance to win it. I know we were putting up points. We got the onside kick, but the game was over by that point. There was realistically nothing we could have done to pull that game out. And I really wasn't scared going into half. We were down 9 points, but I still had a lot of confidence in the team that they were going to come out with second half adjustments, and it just seemed like Kansas City came out with better ones. So yeah, I think that we should have been a little bit more aggressive. I think our season was on the line. That was the game. It was win or go home. And I just feel like we played a little bit scared. It definitely sucked, and it definitely sucked seeing the guys. They were upset. It was getting a little bit chippy towards the end. I know there's a little bit of chippiness all through the game, especially from Kansas City. And I think our team just got a little bit fed up with it. But I like to see that kind of heart from the team, especially when they're coming after Josh. The O-line stepped up, and I think they handled it really well. At no point was I like, oh, this is undisciplined. Sean McDermott needs to get it together. I think I like to see that every once in a while, a little bit of chippiness, just to so the team's fighting with, fire and heart out there. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough to see our season go down like that. I really think we had a shot, but it seemed like we were a little bit outclassed. They just have so many weapons, and it's so hard to stop all of them. We have a lot of weapons as well. I just think they have like those 1 or 2 extra. And yeah, I think we'll get there. And I think we have a lot of younger guys who are going to kind of come into their own, especially on the defensive side of the football, and Epinesa and Ed Oliver. You got Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds, Trey White. Like, we had a lot of young guys who are coming up and still going to be a lot better going forward. So I think that our team is only going to get better. And I think we'll be able to fill some positions, free agency, in the draft. I know we're cap space isn't ideal, and especially depending on what kind of contract we end up giving Josh Allen over the offseason. But yeah, okay, getting off topic. So Kansas City game, disappointing. I think we would have been a little bit more aggressive, but at the end of the day, there was times in the game where I felt like we were like a little bit outclassed. Kelsey, Tyreek, Mecole Hardman, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Luckily, they didn't have Sammy Watkins. They just have so many weapons. I honestly don't even know how they pay them. So yeah, we're on to next season. I think this team is great. I think we got a lot of young talent. We got Allen and Diggs, and I think the team is, stock's only rising up from here. So as disappointed as I am, it was good to see us back in a place we haven't been in almost 30 years. It's, pretty much my entire lifetime has been spent not seeing us in position to win anything. We were never poised to do anything. We made the playoffs, 3 times. It's been rough. So stock is going up. The team looks good, and I think it's going to get a lot better. So from here on out, I'm going to try to get out a video at least once a week if I can, but I'm not going to push out content when there isn't any. So for the off season, just look my way for free agency and draft talk. I will definitely be keeping up with all the free agencies, all the trades and things like that. And I'm going to start watching some tape about most of the higher draft picks, and then things that I'll look at, like Mel Kiper, who he has mocked to us and things like that. I'll take a look at those guys and try to maybe break down some of the lesser known or later round people that a lot of people don't watch tape on, especially if you don't watch college football. So yeah, look forward to all that. Now this is a little bit of a short video, but I just don't want to sit here and rehash and talk stats about a game that we lost in the season with a team that's going to be a lot different next year. So guys, I appreciate all the support that I've gained throughout this season. Look for my videos coming in the off season. It won't be as regimented. They won't be coming out so much once a week. I'm not going to just make videos to say nothing. So, yep, free agency, drafts, trades, and I will do some probably non-Bills related bigger trade deals, like when Deshaun Watson goes somewhere. Matthew Stafford, I might make some videos about that, just see where they're going, see how it affects the Bills, depending on where they're at in the AFC, depending on if Miami is looking to move Tua and get Watson, things like that. So I will touch on some of that stuff that is not necessarily Bills news, but talk about how it affects the Bills. So keep your eyes out for that. This was a short video. I know it was a tough loss, but it was a great season, and it's going to get better. So heads up, and we're on the next season. All right, Bills Mafia. Go Bills.